Hi, so we're going to be highlighting contouring today. So usually all I use is these products right here. Or you could also just go with one of these, or you can just go with this. But I use both. So I'm going to start with this. So usually, okay, so I put on foundation on. So this is going to be your foundation color, and then this is going to be your highlighting color, and this is going to be your contouring color. And then once we know which foundation color you use, then we have which two colors would be best for you based on your skin tone. And then those colors are actually chosen by a professional makeup artist, like a real professional makeup artist. So once we know your skin tone color, which is your foundation color, then we already know which highlight and contouring color to use for you. Okay, so I just use this sponge because it's super easy to use and it gives you like flawless application where there's no streaking whatsoever. But you could also use a buffer brush, which I'm going to show you guys in a little bit. But yeah, there's also like different ways that you can highlight and contour. I'll probably do all the different ways that I do it depending on the day. But okay, there you go. Now that the foundation's done, then you use the highlighting color. Actually, you can do, yeah, let's do the contouring color first. So I'm gonna use a buffer brush, but sometimes I'll just use like the back side of this because it has like two pointed, so sometimes I use this for the highlight and then that for the contouring, or you can just use a buffer brush, whatever you like. I recommend the buffer brush like for people that have smaller features than I do, if you want to be more accurate about where you want to put your contour. Sorry, I got distracted. It just looks red for some reason, but I cleaned off this brush before I used it. Okay, let's clean it one more time. Have like this cleaning spray here that you can use, and then use a paper towel, and it cleans it off right away. There you go. Okay. It's like stained red because I used like a red or a fuchsia thing the other day, and it just made it like turn red. Okay, that's better. So yeah, you can use the buffer brush just to be a more specific spot. Especially if you have like a smaller framed face than I do. And then you can just buff it out. Just like that. And you don't need to use very much. I usually actually use more of the lighter concealer than I use of the darker one. But I just buff it out. And then what I usually do is, if I don't like how much is on there, I just go back with my foundation and blend the edges out. Or if you use too much, you can just go back with your foundation and blend the edges out. There you go. Okay. And then I use a little bit up here. then some down here. And a little tiny bit on the side of the nose. And some right under the nose. Okay. But now we can use the highlighting color. And I usually just use the tip of my sponge. And I just apply it. Usually you want to do it like a little bit in a triangle. You know, shape. And you don't want to use too much because then you'll just look like pale white under your eyes and it's like super noticeable that you were highlighting. And you don't want it to be that noticeable. So you really want to make sure to blend it out really well. And I always just put a little bit on my nose and a little bit on my forehead and then some there. And then I'm just putting some foundation on top of my cheeks. And there you go. And then I usually go in with, this is setting powder and this is a trio. Setting powder, bronzer, and this can either be blush or highlighting powder. But I'm just gonna go in and set all the foundation and the cream and concealers I put to highlight and contour. This is just gonna set it all to make sure it stays in place all day long. And it also takes away some of the moisture and oiliness. Okay, that's good. And see how I also toned down the color a little bit for the contour? So now it doesn't look as dramatic. But if you want it more dramatic, you can go in, and I usually use powdered bronzer, which is this one. And I've had this for almost a full year now. It's gonna be a full year like in 15 days. So that's how you know it's really good quality, because you don't need to use a lot. And that's why it lasts a long time. But I just lightly go over the areas where I just put some of that dark contouring color. And then you can just add more depending on how dark you want it. And then sometimes if I really like the way my contour looks, I just leave it. But if I really want it to look more blended in and less noticeable, I add some blush. And then blend it down with the bronzer. And that makes it look so much better in my opinion. And way less noticeable. Or way less, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just gets rid of the line that's up here. Because you really only need a line down there. You don't really need a line up top. Okay. And I just need to spread out this blush a little more. And I even use my finger sometimes. This is blush. Has a really high color payout. I've had this for a year too, and it's like barely even dented, just because, as you can see, it's a really pigmented. Same with their foundation. It's 50% pigmented, and that's why it covers up so well. then there you go. That's it. Then you're done. Then you just put on some setting powder. Sorry. You put on, not some setting powder, some setting spray. And it'll stay on all day long. So, ta-da! Oh, and this always feels so good when you spray it on. This makes it last up to 16 hours. But there you go. And then we also have a setting spray that's made for oily skin. It's called Oil Strike, and it also helps a lot. This one's also pretty old. I've had this for almost a year too. I've had this for at least 11 months, which is a long time. So it's totally worth the money. It works really well and it lasts a long time. So there you go. I am done. Okay, and I hope everybody enjoyed this video and have a wonderful day. Oh, and by the way, it does get faster. I mean, it doesn't take a full 11 minutes to contour. It gets faster the more you do it, and I only took a long time because I was talking the whole time. But yeah, anyways, okay, bye.